Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. Train of love's a coming, big black wheels on. People waiting at the station, happy hearts and drum. Train man, tell me, ain't you got my baby? Every so often everybody's baby gets the urge to roam, but everybody's baby but mine's coming home. I'll stop your whistle, woman, 'cause I've got ways to know. You're bringing other people's lovers, but my own keeps going. Train of love's deceiving, when she's not gone, she's leaving. Every so often everybody's baby gets the urge to roam, but everybody's baby but mine's coming home. Sweethearts stand and wait, and here and there and everywhere they're gonna be embraced. Trade man, tell me, ain't you got my baby? Every so often everybody's baby gets the urge to roam, but everybody's baby but mine's coming home. Train of love's leaving my heart grieving, but early or late I'll sit and wait, because I'm still believing we'll walk away together, though I may wait forever. Every so often everybody's baby gets the urge to roam, but everybody's baby but mine's coming home. Well, everybody knows where you go when the sun goes down. I think you only live to see the light sometime. I wasted my time when I would try. 'Cause when the lights have lost the glow, you'll cry. Soon your sugar daddies will all be gone. You'll wake up some cold day and find you're alone. You'll call for me, but I'm gonna tell you bye. When I turn around and walk away, you'll cry. You're gonna cry, and you'll cry alone. When everyone's forgotten and you're left on your own, you're gonna cry. Wait till you come in. You stay a little while, then you're gone again. Every question that I ask, I get a lie. For every lie you tell, you're gonna cry. When your fickle love gets old, no one will care for you. Then you'll come back to me for a little love, that's true. I'll tell you no, but then you'll ask me why. When I remind you of all of this, you'll cry. You're gonna cry, won't be there. It'll hurt when you think of the fool you've been. You're gonna cry. Hey, porter, when you tell me the time, how much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? When we hit Dixie, will you tell that engineer to slow it down? Or better still, just stop the train, 'cause I wanna look around. Hey, porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? At daylight would you tell that engineer to ring his bell and ask everybody that ain't asleep to stand right up and yell. Woo-hoo! Hey, porter, it's getting light outside. This old train is puffing smoke and I have to strain my eyes. But ask that engineer if he would blow his whistle, please. 'Cause I smell frost on cotton leaves and I feel that southern breeze. Hey, porter, please get my bags for me. I need nobody to tell me now that we're in Tennessee. Go ask that engineer to make his lonesome whistle scream. We're not so far from home, so take it easy on the steam. Hey porter, please open up the door. When they stop this train, I'm gonna get off first, 'cause I can't wait no more. Tell the engineer I said thanks a lot and I didn't mind the fare. I'm gonna set my feet on southern soil, breathe that southern air. Thank you very much. It's good to see you all this afternoon. How you doing out there? Feeling all right? At my door the leaves are falling. A cold wild wind will come. Sweethearts walk by together, and I still miss someone. I go out on the park and look for a little fun, but I find a darkened corner, 'cause I still miss someone. Oh, I never got over those blue eyes. I see them everywhere. I miss those arms that held me when all the love was there. I wonder if she's sorry or leaving what we've begun. There's someone for me somewhere, and I still miss someone. A young cowboy named Billy Joe grew restless on the farm. A boy filled with wanderlust who really meant no harm. He changed his clothes and shined his boots and combed his dark hair down. But his mother cried as he walked out, "Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town." He laughed and kissed his mom and said, "You're Billy Joe's a man. I can shoot as quick and straight as anybody can. But I wouldn't shoot without a cause, I'd gun nobody down." And she cried again as he rode away, "Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town." He sang a song as on he rode, his guns hung at his hips. He rode into a cattle town, a smile upon his lips. He stopped and walked into a bar and laid his money down. But his mother's words echoed again, Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town. He drank his first strong liquor, then to calm his shaking hand, and tried to tell himself at last he had become a man. A dusty cowpoke at his side began to laugh him down, and he heard again his mother's words. Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town. Bill preached and Billy Joe reached for his gun to draw, but the stranger drew his gun and fired before he even saw. As Billy Joe fell to the floor, the crowd all gathered round and wondered at his final words. Don't take your guns to town, son. Leave your guns at home, Bill. Don't take your guns to town. Well, it's good to be with you again we're glad to be here where are we, Luther? Mississippi? No, it's not. It's not Mississippi. Salamanca, New York. How y'all doing out there, Salamanca? It's good to see you. We're glad to be here. I do have to admit, though, that we're a long way from Kingsland, Arkansas, where I was born, or Dyess, Arkansas, where I spent the majority of my youth. Wasn't a whole lot to do back in Arkansas when I was growing up. Go to school, work hard, and cuss the heat, the dust, and sometimes the floods. How high is the water, mama? 2 feet high and rising. How high is the water, papa? She said it's 2 feet high and rising. Well, we can make it to the road in a homemade boat. That's the only thing we got left that'll float. It's already over all the wheat and oats. 2 feet high and rising. How high is the water, mama? 3 feet high and rising. How high is the water, papa? She said it's 3 feet high and rising. Well, the hives are gone, I lost my bees. Chickens are sleeping in the willow trees. Cows are put her up past their knees. 3 feet high and rising. How high is the water, mama? 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, papa? She said it's 4 feet high and rising. Well, hey, come look through the window pane. The bus is coming, gonna take us to the train. Looks like we'll be blessed with a little more rain. 4 feet high and rising. How high is the water, mama? 5 feet high and rising. How high is the water, papa? She said it's 5 feet high and rising. Well, the rails are washed out north of town. We gotta head for higher ground. We can't come back till the water goes down. 5 feet high and rising. Well, it's 5 feet high and rising. Well, I signed my very first recording contract in 1955 with Sun Records in Memphis, Tennessee. In May of 1956, Sun released a song that would become my very first #1 record. And to this day, is still pretty much considered my signature song. With us if you know it. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the tide that binds. because you're mine. I walk the line. I find it very, very easy to be true. I find myself alone when each day is through. Yes, I'll admit that I'm a fool for you, because you're mine. I walk the line. As sure as night is dark and day is light, I keep you on my mind both day and night. And happiness I've known proves that it's right, because you're mine. I walk the line. You got a way to keep me on your side. You give me cause for love that I can't hide. For you I know I'd even try to turn the tide, because you're mine. I walk the line. I keep a close watch on this heart of mine. I keep my eyes wide open all the time. I keep the ends out for the time that binds, because you're mine. I walk the line, because you're mine. I walk the line. You know, people ask me all the time how I write songs. I was getting my shoe shine one morning back in Memphis, and the elderly gentleman who was shining my shoes was going real slow and taking his time about it. Finally I looked down at him and I said, "Hey man, how come you don't pop that shoe shine rag like a lot of them other fellas do?" He looked up at me slowly. He said, "You know, that's the trouble with the world today. There's too much pop and not enough shine. Hey, get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, get a rock and roll feeling in your bones, but taps on your toes, get gone, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a little shoeshine boy never gets slowed down, and he's got the dirtiest job in town, bending low at the people's feet on a windy corner of a dirty street. When I asked him while he shined my shoes how to keep from getting the blues, he grinned as he raised his little head. He popped his shoeshine rag, then he said, "Get rhythm. When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, a jumpy rhythm make you feel so fine. It'll shake all your trouble from your worried mind. Get rhythm. When you get the blues." Come on, get a rhythm. When you get the blues, it only costs a dime, just a nickel a shoe. It does $1 million worth of good for you. Get a rhythm. When you get the blues, Well, sat down and listened to the shoe shine boy, and I thought I was gonna jump for joy. Slapped on his shoe polish left and right, took his shoe shine rag and he held it tight. He stopped once and wiped the sweat away, said, "You might a little boy to be working that way." Said, "I like it," with a big wide grin. Kept on the popping and it said, "I can't get rhythm." Woo! When you get the blues, come on, get rhythm. When you get the blues, get a rock and roll feeling in your bones, the taps on your toes. Get gone, get rhythm. When you get the blues. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Well, in 1958, I left Sun Records and signed with Columbia. It was a relationship that would last for 28 years. I really did enjoy the 3 years I spent at Sun, and we recorded a bunch of songs there that I'm still proud of today. I talked to weeping willow how to cry, and I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears that I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Well, I met her accidentally in St. Paul, Minnesota, and it told me up every time I heard her draw, southern drawl. Then I heard my dream went back downstream, cavorting in Davenport, and I followed you, baby, when you called. Then you took me to St. Louis, later on down the road. My freighter says she's been here, but she's gone, boy, she's gone. I found her trail in Memphis, but she just walked up the bluff. She raised a few eyebrows and went on down low. Now won't you let it down by Baton Rouge, River Queen rolling on. Take that woman on down to New Orleans, New Orleans. Go on, I've had enough, done my blues, down in the Gulf. She loves you, baby, more than me. And I showed the clouds how to cover up a clear blue sky. And the tears that I cried for that woman are gonna flood you, big river, and I'm gonna sit right here until I die. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Hey, we want to dedicate this next song to any veterans that we might have in the audience. Do we have any veterans out there? All right, raise your hand if you're a veteran. How about a nice night for our veterans? We appreciate you and we thank you for your service. I spent 20 years in the Air Force from 1950 to 54. It was... Is that right, Luther? No. Well, it felt like 20 years. I don't know how it was when y'all were in the service. When I was in, all of our cooks were carpenters. The reason I know that is every morning for breakfast we got something on a shingle. Here's a song I wrote while I was stationed in Landsberg, Germany. I hear the train come, it's rolling around the bend, and I ain't seen the sunshine since I don't know when. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on. But that train keeps rolling on down to San Antonio. When I was just a baby, my mama told me, son, always be a good boy, don't ever play with guns. But I shot a man in Reno, just to watch him die.
Watch him die.
When I hear that whistle blow, I hang my head and cry. There's rich folks eating in a fancy tiny car. They're probably drinking coffee and smoking big cigars. Well, I know I had it coming. I know I can't be free, but those people keep a moving, and that's what tortures me. Yeah. But I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whistle blow my blues away. Thank you very much, we appreciate that. Look at my idiot sheet here and see where I'm at. We'll try to time out our first set here to coincide with the movie. So, and I think they're going to do a short intermission maybe before they start the movie. So.
Sunday morning.
All right. We'll do that for you. Well, I woke up Sunday morning with no way to hold my head that didn't hurt. And the beer I had for breakfast wasn't bad, so I had one more for dessert. And I fumbled in my closet, threw my clothes and found my cleanest dirty shirt. Then I washed my face and combed my hair, stumbled down the stairs to greet the day. I smoked my mind the night before, cigarettes and songs that I was picking. But I lit my first and watched a small boy playing with a can that he was kicking. Then I crossed the empty street, felt the Sunday smell of someone frying chicken. And it took me back to something that I lost somewhere, somehow along the way. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned. 'Cause there's something in a Sunday that makes a body feel alone. And there ain't nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sun of a sleeping city sidewalk. And Sunday morning coming down. In the park I saw a daddy with a laughing little girl that he was swinging. Then I stopped beside a Sunday school, listened to the songs that they were singing. down the road, somewhere far away, a lonely bell was ringing, and it echoed through the canyon like the disappearing dreams of yesterday. On a Sunday morning sidewalk, I'm wishing, Lord, that I was stoned, 'cause there's something in the sun that makes a body feel alone. There ain't nothing short of dying that's half as lonesome as the sound of a sleeping city sidewalk and Sunday morning coming down. They're telling me that if I don't talk, we're right on time or something. We know that ain't gonna happen. In 1968, I married a young lady named June Carter. Yeah. Kind of the way I felt about it. In my opinion, June Carter is one of the most underrated people in the entire entertainment industry. Here's a song that was written by June Carter and Merle Kilgore. In 1963, this was a #1 record. I fell into a burning ring of fire. I went down, 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 and the flames went high. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Love is a burning thing, and it makes a fiery ring. Bound by wild desire, I fell into a ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. The taste of love is sweet when hearts like ours meet. I fell for you like a child. Oh, but the fire went wild. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. I fell into a burning ring of fire. Went down, 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 and the flames went higher. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. And it burns, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. Appreciate that. a song if you feel like singing on the chorus, helping us out here a little bit. Jump right in. An old cowboy went riding out one dark and windy day. Up on the ridge he rested as he went along his way. When all at once a mighty herd of red-eyed cows he saw plowing through the ragged sky, and up a cloudy draw. Their brands were still on fire and their hooves were made of steel. Their horns were black and shiny and their hot breath they could feel. A bolt of air went through him as they thundered through the sky, for he saw the riders coming hard, and he heard their mournful cry. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Their faces gaunt, their eyes are blurred, their shirts all soaked with sweat. He's riding hard to catch that herd, but he ain't caught them yet. 'Cause they've got to ride forever on that range up in the sky, while horses snort and fight. As they ride on, hear their cry. As the riders loped on by him, he heard one call his name. If you want to save your soul from hell, riding on our range, then cowboy, change your ways today, oh, with us you will ride, trying to catch the devil's herd across these endless skies. Yippee-yi-yi, yippee-yi-yo. Ghost riders in the sky. Ghost riders in the sky. Thank you very much. All right, y'all sounded good singing on that. Well, in 1969, we recorded a live album at San Quentin Prison. Were you there? I thought I recognized a couple of faces out there, Lou. Just before the show, Shel Silverstein handed me a poem that he had written. Carl Perkins put some chords to it, and without any rehearsal at all, we performed this song in the show that night. The song turned out to be a big hit. Well, my daddy left home when I was 3, and he didn't leave much to my mom and me. Just this old guitar and an empty bottle of booze. Well, I don't blame him 'cause he run and hid, but the meanest thing that my daddy ever did was before he left, he went and named me Sue. Well, he must have thought that it was quite a joke. Got a lot of laughs and lots of folks. Seems I had to fight my whole life through. Well, some gal giggled and I turned red. Some guy had laughed and I'd bust his head. I tell you, life ain't easy for a boy named Sue. Well, I grew up quick and I grew up mean. My fists got hard and my wits got keen. Roamed from town to town to hide my shame. stars, I'd search the honky-tonks and bars and kill that man to give me that awful name. Well, it was Salamanca in mid-July, and I just hit town and my throat was dry. Thought I'd stop and have myself a brew at an old saloon on the street of mud. There at a table, dealing stud, sat that dirty mangy dog named me Sue. Well, I knew that snake was my own sweet dad from a wore-out picture that my mother had. I knew that scar on his cheek and his evil eye. He was big, bent, gray and old, and I looked at him and my blood ran cold, and I said, my name is Sue. How do you do? Now you're gonna die. That's what I told him. Well, I hit him hard right between the eyes. He went down, but to my surprise, he come up with a knife and cut off a piece of my ear. So I busted a chair right across his teeth, and we crashed through the wall and into the street, kicking and a gouging the mud, the blood, the beer. Well, I tell you, I fought tougher men, but I really can't remember when. He kicked like a mule and he bit like a crocodile. Well, I heard him laugh, then I heard him cuss. He went for his gun and I pulled mine first. He stood there looking at me and I saw him smile. He said, son, this world is rough, and if a man's gonna make it, he's gotta be tough. And I knew I wouldn't be there to help you along. So I give you that name and I said goodbye. I knew you'd have to get tough or die, and it's that name that's helped to make you strong. He said that you just fought one hell of a fight, and I know you hate me and you got the right to kill me now, and I wouldn't blame you if you do. But you ought to thank me before I die for the gravel in your gut and the spit in your eye, 'cause I'm the boy that named you Sue. What could I do? It's a family show. I got all choked up and I threw down my gun, called him a paw and he called me a son. I come away with a different point of view, and I think about him now and then, every time I try and every time I win. And if I ever have a boy, I think I'm gonna name him Bill or George, anything but Sue. I still hate that name. Come along and ride this train. Come along and ride this train. Across the mountains, prairies, reservations, rivers, levees, plains. Come along and ride this train. Ride this train. Ride this train with me to the Kinsella Dam, right about the turn of the 19th century. A meeting was held at Independence Hall. Corn planter, chief of the Seneca, red jacket, General George Washington. A map was laid out and a line was drawn, and it was promised that from the Allegheny River here north, the east and west, shall be Indian land. As long as the moon shall rise, as long as the rivers flow, as long as the sun will shine, as long as the grass shall grow. Well, the Seneca is an Indian tribe of the Iroquois Nation. On the New York-Pennsylvania line, you'll find their reservation. After the U.S. Revolution, Corn Planter was the chief. He told his tribe, these men you can trust, that was his true belief. So they went down to Independence Hall, there a treaty signed. that promised peace with the USA and Indian rights combined. George Washington gave his signature, the government gave its hand, and they said that now and forevermore that this is Indian land, as long as the moon shall rise, as long as the rivers flow, as long as the sun will shine, as long as the grass shall grow. On the Seneca reservation, there is much sadness now. Washington's treaty has been broken, and there is no hope, no how. All along the Allegheny River, they're throwing up a dam. It'll flood the Indian country, a proud day for Uncle Sam. But it broke that ancient treaty with a politician's grin. It'll flood the Indian graveyards. Corn planter, can you swim? Earth is mother to the Seneca, so they're trampling sacred ground. Change the mint-green earth to black mud, flats as on her hovels down. As long as the moon shall rise, my brother, are you thirsty? As long as the river flows, my brother, are you warm? As long as the sun will shine, as long as the grass shall grow. Thank you very much. Well, when they told us that this was the 50th anniversary of the building of the Kinzua Dam, and this is the commemoration of that, remembrance of that, I decided to learn a couple of new songs for our show today. So you'll excuse me if I mess them up a little bit. I'll try to get them as right as I can. We haven't. This will be the first time that we've ever actually played these songs in front of a live audience. So we'll hope we get all the words in the right places for you. From the Indian reservation to the governmental school, well, they're going to educate me to the white man's golden rule, and I'm learning very quickly, for I've learned to be ashamed. And I come when they call Billy, though I've got an Indian name. And there are drums beyond the mountain, Indian drums that you can't hear. There are drums beyond the mountain, and they're getting mighty near. When they think that they have changed me, cut my hair to meet their needs, well, they think I'm white or Indian, quarter blood or half breed. Well, let me tell you, Mr. Teacher, when you say you'll make me right in 500 years of fighting, not one Indian turned white. And there are drums beyond the mountains, Indian drums that you can't hear. Well, you thought that I knew nothing when you brought me here to school. Just another empty Indian, just America's first fool. Now I'll tell you stories that are burned and dried and old, but in the shadow of their telling rolls the thunder, proud and bold. And there are drums beyond the mountain, Indian drums that you can't hear. There are drums beyond the mountain, and they're getting mighty near. Well, you may teach me this land's history, but we taught it to you first. We broke your hearts and bent your journeys, broken trees left us cursed. But even now, you have to cheat us, even though you think us tame. In our losing, we found proudness. In your winning, you found shame. And there are drums beyond the mountains, Indian drums that you can't hear. There are drums beyond the mountains, and they're getting mighty near. Here's another song from the Bitter Tears album, which was recorded, by the way, in 1964, just about the time that the Kinzua Dam was being constructed. Well, let me tell you, Buster, I ain't no fan of Custer. And the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, to some he was a hero, but to me his score was 0. And the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, Custer done his fighting without too much excitement, but the general, he don't ride well anymore. General Custer come in pumping when the men were all out hunting, and the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, with victories he was swimming, he killed children, dogs, and women, but the general, he don't ride well anymore. Crazy horse sent out the call to sitting bull and gall, and the general, he don't ride well anymore. Now Custer split his men, but he won't do that again, cause the general, he don't ride well anymore. 12,000 warriors waiting, they were much anticipated, and the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, it's not called an Indian victory, but a bloody massacre, and the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, there might have been some more enthusing if the Indians had been losing, but the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, General George A. Custer, his yellow hair had luster, but the general, he don't ride well anymore. Well, the general's gun is silent, yeah, he got barbed and violent, and the general, he don't ride well anymore. Yeah, the general, he don't ride well anymore. All right. Did they want us to stop here, or do we have time for one more song?
One more.
One more? It's unanimous. All right. All right. Yeah, we will, after they run the movie, we'll be back with another another whole 60 minutes of Johnny Cash songs. So stick around, call somebody, get them down here, and we'll have a party. All right, we'll do one more here. Call him drunken Irish, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey drinking in, or the Marine that went to war. Gather round me, people, there's a story I would tell about a brave young Indian you all should remember well. From the land of the Pima Indian, a proud and noble man who farmed the Phoenix Valley in Arizona land. Down the ditches 1,000 years, the water grew Irish people's crops, till the white man stole the water rights and the sparkling water stopped. Now Irish folks were hungry, their land grew crops of weeds, but when war came, Ira volunteered and forgot the white man's greed. Call him drunken Irish, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey drinking in, or the Marine that went to war. There they battled up Iwo Jima Hill, 250 men, but only 27 lived to walk back down again. And when the fight was over, and when Old Glory raised, among the men who held it high was the Indian Ira Hayes. Call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey drinking Indian, or the Marine that went to war. Ira Hayes returned a hero, celebrated through the land. He was wined and speeched and honored, everybody shook his hand. But he was just a Pima Indian, no water, no hope, no chance. At home nobody cared what Ira done, and when did the Indians dance? Then Ira started drinking hard, jail was off in his home. There they let him raise the flag and lower it, like he'd throw a dog a bone. He died drunk one morning, alone in the land that he fought to save. 2 inches of water in a lonely ditch was a grave for Ira Hayes. Call him drunken Ira Hayes, he won't answer anymore. Not the whiskey drinking in, or the Marine that went to war. Yeah, call him drunken Ira Hayes, but his land is just as dry, and his ghost is lying thirsty in the ditch where Ira died. Thank you very much. Enjoy the movie, and we'll be back a little bit later on. Hello, I'm Johnny Cash. We were just a plain old hillbilly band with a plain old country style. We never played the kind of songs that'd drive anybody wild. We played a railroad song with a stomping beat. We played a blues song kind of slow and sweet, but the thing that knocked them off of their feet was oh. Well, Luther played the boogie woogie, 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 Luther played the boogie in the strangest kind of way. Play it straight. With nearly where I a jumping jive to make them get in the groove. I played sad songs real slow and smooth, but the only thing that'd make them move was booey. Well, Luther played the boogie woogie, 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 Luther played the boogie in strangest kind of way. Strange. Oh, thank you very much. We appreciate that. Good to see all of you back. If there's anybody here that came in, wasn't here for our first set, the 5 o'clock show, and there's a song you want to hear that that you don't hear, just yell something out, and we'll see if we can do it. If we did it in the first set, you weren't here to hear it. We'll go back and do it again. All righty. We're going to do a couple of songs from the Sun Records days, going back long before any of us here was even born. Back in 1956, 57. We've heard all the stories about it. Well, you said you had enough, you said that you were leaving. I said, shove all fun in me, I ain't grieving. Pack your bags and pull out the seat, and there's a wide open road. Well, early this morning you were nowhere about, and so I searched the town that you had done pulled out. I looked northeast and west, and then leading south I saw a wide open road. Well, there's a wide open road, it's leading south from Idaho. Well, you can stick around or turn your damper down, there's a wide open road. Still around, and you left your wedding ring when you went down that wide open road. If you're gonna stay away, then honey, let me know how to cook hot biscuits, how to roll the dough. Everything's gone crazy since I told you to go down the wide open road. Well, there's a wide open road, and honey, I want you to know. Well, you can turn back home, or you can look down south, and there's a wide open road. Hey, there was a lady here, I want to thank this young lady right here. She brought me a couple of pictures earlier, and that was very, very kind of her, very nice of her to do that, so I appreciate that. And I think one of the pictures was from 1964, if I'm not mistaken, or 62, somewhere in there, of Corn Planters monument. The other one is a little later on, I don't know, 68 maybe. But I appreciate that. And we appreciate Johnny Winter coming to see us tonight too. He's sitting back here in the audience. Everybody knows. Anybody who knows who Johnny Winter is? All right. It's guy walked up to me in the lobby there earlier, turned around and, holy mackerel, Johnny Winter. I gave my woman half my money at the general store. I told her buy a little groceries and don't spend no more. She gave $10 on a 10-cent hat and bought some store-bought cat food for me and cat. When I gave her $10 more on the one-way ticket, she was mad as she could be. Then I bet her 10 more than if she ever left, she'd come a-crawling back to me. Well, when I got up next morning and I turned my head, there wasn't a cotton picking thing on her side of the bed. Just a little old note where her head belonged. It said, goodbye, John, honey, I'm long gone. When I heard that whistle blowing and those big wheels turning, I was scared as I could be. I put on my overalls and I headed to town. I gotta bring her back to me. I asked the man down at the station if he'd seen her there. I told him all about her pretty eyes and long blonde hair. He spit his tobacco, said I'll be dead blamed. I believe I did see her leaving on that eastbound train. I bought a one-way ticket on the eastbound train. I was broke as I could be. But when I come back, I gotta buy another ticket, gonna bring her back with me. Well, I got off the train somewhere in Arkansas, and I worked up the guts to call my mother-in-law. She said, I'll tell you where she is if you act right. She's working for the 12 Truckers World tonight. Well, when I walked in, she saw me and she took off her apron and she put on her going home hat. She bought a ticket with her tips and now we're curled up on the sofa, me and her and that mean-eyed cat. No matter what comes, no matter what goes, I'll always be the man in black. Well, you wonder why I always dress in black, why you never see bright colors on my back, and why does my appearance seem to have a somber tone. Well, there's a reason for the things that I have on. I wear the black for the poor, the beaten down, living in the hopeless, hungry side of town. I wear it for the prisoner who's long paid for his crimes, but he's there because he's a victim of the times. I wear the black for those who've never read or listened to the words that Jesus said about the road to happiness through love and charity. Well, you'd think he's talking straight to you and me. Well, we're doing mighty fine, I do suppose, with our streak of lightning, cars and fancy clothes. But just so we're reminded of the ones who are held back, up front they're all to be a man in black. I wear the black for the sick and the lonely old, all the reckless ones whose bad trip left them cold. I wear the black in the morning for the lives that could have been. Each week we lose 100 fine young men. And I wear it for the thousands who have died, believing that the was on their side, and I worried for another 100,000 who died, believing that we all were on their side. Well, there's things that never will be right, I know, and things need changing everywhere you go. But till we start to make a move, to make a few things right, you'll never see me wear a suit of white. Oh, I'd love to wear a rainbow every day and tell the world that everything's okay. But I'll try to carry off a little darkness on my back till things are bright. I'm the man in black. Thank you very much. Thank you. Hey, I want to take just a minute here to introduce the other guys that are up here on the stage with me tonight. So my right, your left, on bass guitar and just plain old looking good, absolutely the best bass guitar player on the stage right now, Mr. Bob Ronez. Keeping the beat for us back here, the only guy I know that gets to sit down on the job. But he's a good-hearted fella. Everything he steals, he sends to his mother. Mr. Todd Van Winkle on the drums. He's our Luther Perkins, the pride of Wilmot, Ohio, just 26 years old. Mr. Ben Volke on the guitar. We haven't had the heart to tell him that he's been dead for 2 years. But he does a fine job, and he gives me $10 every time I tell people that he's single, so $10 for me. Hey, how many of y'all are familiar with a guy named Marty Stewart? Y'all know who Marty is? You watch Marty's show on Saturday night? Do you? Yeah. How many of you get RFD TV? Nobody. All right, well, call up your local cable company or whoever you have to get RFD TV. Marty has a show on there every Saturday night at 8 o'clock. And right after Marty's show is a show called Midwest Country. And we've been fortunate enough to have appeared on Midwest Country several times now since last last November. So we never know when they're going to put us on there. They just, whenever the spirit moves them, I guess they just throw something on there from them. But we appreciate that. Anyway, we did a show with Marty Stewart about 3 years ago, I guess now, in Erie, Pennsylvania. And after the show, Marty and I were talking, and he asked me if we ever did any new songs in our show. And I wasn't sure exactly what he was talking about, so I said, exactly what are you talking about? And he said, well, he said, every once in a while, he said, I get to missing my old buddy John. And he said, I'll grab my guitar and a piece of paper. He said, I'll scribble out some lyrics. He said, I wrote this song, he said, in the style that I think John would have recorded it back in the 50s during his Sun Records days. And he said, if you've got a guitar on your bus, he said, I'll meet you out there in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, we looked dumb. I'm not going to tell Marty Stewart he can't come on my bus and sing me a song, right? So, true to his word, 5 minutes later, there was a knock at the door, so he came in and sat down and played this song for us. And when he was finished, he asked for a sheet of paper and a pen, and he wrote out the lyrics and signed it, and he handed it to me. He said, here, I'm just going to give you this song. He said, you do whatever you want to with it. He said, it's your song now. And so I thought, well, the only proper thing to do with a Marty Stewart song would be to go in and record it. So about a week later, we went in the studio and recorded the song. We did another fair with Marty about 5 weeks later in Iowa, and so I gave him a copy of the song, and he listened to it, and it seemed like he was pleased with what we had done with it. So would you like to hear Marty's song? You don't know how happy I am. You said yes. Been a long way to go to get rejected. That's never happened to me before, but that's another story. Anyway, all right, here's Marty's song. It's called I Walk Alone. left the hurt inside. My heart goes on and on. I walk alone. I walk alone. I take my blues from town to town, singing sad, sad songs. I walk alone. I walk alone. Tomorrow's just another day further down the line, or waiting, hoping, think about the days when you were mine. But come what may, tomorrow anyhow, you'll still be gone. I walk alone. I walk alone. Tomorrow's just another day further down the line, or waiting, hoping, think about the days when you were mine. But come what may, tomorrow anyhow, you'll still be gone. I walk alone. I walk alone. I walk alone. I walk alone. We had a request to do a song that we did in the first half of the show, so we're going to go back and do it again. We hope you enjoyed as much as everybody did the first time around, and we like it too, so we're going to play it again. Ride this train with me to the Kinsua Dam, round about the turn of the 19th century. A meeting was held at Independence Hall. Corn planter, chief of the Seneca, red jacket, General George Washington. A map was laid out and a line was drawn, and it was promised that from the Allegheny River here north, east and west should be Indian line. As long as the moon shall rise, as long as the rivers flow, as long as the sun will shine. The grass shall grow. Well, the Seneca are an Indian tribe of the Iroquois Nation. On the New York-Pennsylvania line, you'll find their reservation. After the U.S. Revolution, Corn Planter was the chief. He told his tribe these men he could trust. That was his true belief. So they went down to Independence Hall. There a treaty signed that promised peace with the USA and Indian rights combined. George Washington gave his signature, the government gave its hand, and they said that now and forevermore that this is Indian land. As long as the moon shall rise, as long as the rivers flow, as long as the sun will shine, as long as the grass shall grow. On the Seneca Reservation, there is much sadness now. Washington's treaty has been broken, and there is no hope, no how. All along the Allegheny River, they're throwing up and down. It'll flood the Indian country, proud to be from the south. But it broke that ancient treaty with a politician's grin. It'll flood the Indian graveyards. Corn planter, can you swim? Earth is smothered to the Seneca, so they're trampling sacred ground. Change the mint-green earth to black mud flats as utter almost down. As long as the moon shall rise, my brother, are you thirsty? As long as the rivers flow, my brother, are you warm? As long as the sun will shine, as long as the grass shall grow. Appreciate that. Hey, we appreciate you having us be a part of your remembrance here this week. And God bless you all. We hope to see you again sometime real soon. And thanks for coming out. Well, we got married in a fever, hotter than a pepper sprout. We've been talking about Jackson ever since the fire went out. I'm going to Jackson, eternal looks of my cool. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, goodbye, that's all she wrote. Well, when I breeze into that city, people gonna stoop and bow. All them women gonna make me teach them what they don't know how. I'm going to Jackson, and that's a fact. Yeah, I'm going to Jackson, ain't never coming back. And Johnny Yuma was a rebel, he roamed through the west. And Johnny Yuma, the rebel, he wandered all. He got back mad, this rebel man. Well, he packed his heart, he wandered far. The only law's a hook and a draw, the rebel, Johnny Yuma. I got great big blizzards on my bloodshot eyes, looking at that long-legged woman up ahead. What she does just go walking down the sidewalks of that city, make me think about some stray cat getting fed. She got a whole lot of motion in her soul. I know her soul ain't the place she lets it show. Oh, she got a vibe. Oh yeah, she got a motion. Oh yeah, she done got me. Oh yeah, she done tore my soul apart, put big blister on my heart. What a mighty crazy cookie, oh way to go. La 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 la. Well, they freed me from this prison. If that railroad train was mine, I bet I'd move it on a little farther down the line, far from Folsom Prison. That's where I want to stay. And I'd let that lonesome whiskey blow my blues away. Thank you very much. God bless you. Hope to see you again sometime real soon. Thank you.